everybody. Welcome back to Saturdays at Derek's. I'm Mike.
And I have a new shirt.
You do. Did you want to get up and model it for the 3 people that are going to see this?
I don't want to stand up. It's too much work. It requires what I like to refer to as effort.
Right on. So, yeah, not a ton of geeky news this week.
No, well, we had the D23 last week.
Yeah.
And there was some stuff out of there, but nothing that... I mean, like, the Jungle Book was really good.
Yeah.
And the stuff from Marvel, there was the thing where they showed a bunch of concept art for Doctor Strange, which I guess was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And, of course, the big one was the
theme park?
Theme park.
Yeah, Star Wars theme park.
Which, yeah, I mean, I'm having a hard time walking with the concept of it.
Yeah, I know.
But not a whole lot to actually report because...
Well, it's not even going to be ready for years.
So.
Yeah. No, just secondhand and rumors. But the park sounds really cool. It sounds like they're going to make it really, really immersive.
Yeah, and I'm guessing it's probably going to be like 1 to 3 years. It'll be ready.
Yeah.
They're already hiring. They're already hiring people as cast members.
Mm-hmm.
They're already. I mean, the land's already owned. And that deal is all taken care of, so it's just a matter of them putting up what they want to put up.
But they said it's going to be like the single biggest land expansion in Disney history, so it sounds like it's going to be really awesome. You get to go on the Millennium Falcon, and you get to hang out with just...
From what I hear, there's only like 2 major rides, but the whole experience itself is the major attraction.
Yeah. Well, wasn't there one thing where you get to be like part of an assault force?
I believe so. Yes. Or somebody's really assaulting the Millennium Falcon, and you're. But I don't know. Like I said, it's just like you said. It's all just rumors and speculation at this point.
Yeah. Well, it's not entirely rumors. It's definitely happening. It's just the details of what everything's going to be. We don't. Entirely have.
But yeah, from what I understand, it's a spectacle just being there. When you enter this park, it's like you are landing on a Star Wars planet.
Yeah. And
you will be surrounded by droids, aliens, soldiers, and you'll go into the food places. All be like cantinas.
Right. They're gonna actually have blue milk and shit like that. Yeah.
So, yeah. We're there.
No, we're not, because we're never going to be able to fucking afford that shit. Unless this really takes off, there's no way in fuck we're going to be able to afford to go to that.
We will find a way. I'll sell what passes as semen if I have to. I don't care. I'll suck dick. I will suck dick to get to this theme park. This is my crack.
Yes, you will.
But yeah, other than that, there really hasn't been a whole lot going on. Everything's been kind of winding down. I'm in preparation for fall TV and whatnot. Even like trailer droppings this week hasn't been very exciting.
Right. Politics has been kind of interesting. I know we don't really talk about it a whole lot, but
unless Mike Huckabee's done something stupid, yeah.
Right. But no, it's not about Mike Huckabee. I'm really enthusiastic about Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, we both are. He's a good candidate. He's somebody that I can actually feel is a little bit more honest. He's honest for a politician.
Yeah,
because he doesn't say the popular thing.
No, and he does seem to actually give a shit about regular people. Mm-hmm. Which, Republicans, of course, how they are. But even Hillary Clinton, I don't really trust her. She feels like too much of a politician, and she feels like she's kind of an underhanded bitch. Mm-hmm. Which could be useful for certain things in the presidency, but... considering the way things have been going, over the 2000s so far, we need somebody that actually cares about us, the regular folk, not.
Mm-hmm. I think Hillary's biggest problem right now with Hillary is that she tends to change her political stances based on what's popular. She's a politician.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's something that's going to be incredibly healthy. I think that's one of the reasons that we've been getting into trouble is because politicians are more worried about their political career than they are actually getting things going in this country.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more about the next election cycle
Mm-hmm.
than doing what's right for your constituency. Yeah, and it's sad and it's hard to watch.
When even Obama, as much as I like what he's done, has a tendency to kind of go back on what he has said in the past.
Mm-hmm.
On certain.
Yeah. Remember the whole whistleblower thing?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we should be encouraging whistleblowers before the election.
As long as they're not whistleblowing on me.
Yeah. Well, then Edward Snowden pops his head up and goes, "Hey, there's some hinky shit going on," and suddenly, he's a refugee in fucking Russia.
And he whistleblowed on another thing that Obama said that he was against, and that was privately going or secretively going after American citizens.
Yeah.
The alleged so-called Patriot Act.
Yeah.
Which really is just about looking into our own citizens and finding ways to incriminate our citizens under the guise of security, taking away our liberties and our freedoms under the skies of,
and giving more power to the authorities
mm-hmm.
to violate our rights. It's a bummer. On the other hand, Sanders wants to tax the rich. He wants to break up the big banks that are allegedly too big to fail. He wants to dismantle privatized prisons in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, you go through the whole list of free college, which I wasn't sure when they initially said free college, I wasn't sure exactly how they were planning on actually funding that, because college is still going to cost money either way.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like the plan is to tax transactions on Wall Street and use that tax money to fund colleges.
They cannot be happy about that.
No, they're not. Which is, and you'll note that when Bernie initially announced that he was going to run for president, the media and the Republicans just kind of ignored him. Mm-hmm. And now that he's hot on Hillary's heels and in certain places has definitely overtaken her by now, suddenly now the Republicans are starting to take shots at him.
Yeah, well, his campaign has been picking up steam, especially considering there's really he doesn't have any big financial backers.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just basically banking on word of people doing what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Talking about how his beliefs
right, and sharing it on Twitter and sharing it on Facebook, and there's a real groundswell of support, and I sincerely hope this man becomes our next president.
Yeah.
He could fix a lot of shit, and he really wants to, and I very much get the sense that it's not bullshit. Yeah. And if you look at his voting record over his political career, I would bet money in Vegas that he's completely sincere about everything he says.
Yeah,
and he'll fucking do it.
Like I said, for a guy who's been in politics for 40 years, he does what he says, and he commits to what he says. When he says, he says he's a socialist. Yeah. And there's been such a stigmata.
No, stigma. Stigmata is bleeding out of your palms.
Sorry, I've been sick, so I'm still coughing up stuff. But there's...
a stigma against socialism, because Republicans have been hammering on it for years.
Yeah.
That socialists are evil and they want to take everything away from you. Mm-hmm. Well, no, Bernie as a socialist, listen to what he's got to say. He wants to improve things for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about giving things away and giving money away. It's about giving opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And I can
Making sure that
sincerely believe in that message.
People have the tools necessary to succeed.
Yes.
Whereas instead of having them not handed to you, but inherited.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times now, especially nowadays with the cost of healthcare rising, the cost of education rising, I mean, even grade school right now is getting expensive to send your kids to. Because you don't have to. When we went to school, you were given your books. You were given pretty much everything you needed to do to go to class.
Yeah.
Now you got to pay for tools and supplies and stuff for classes.
Well, teachers have been paying for that shit for years, which isn't fucking fair either. But where the fuck are our politicians supporting education?
Well, they don't want to because a lot of politicians want stupid citizens.
Well, hey, how about we spend less money sending our young people over to foreign countries to get fucking killed and use that money to educate kids?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck happened to diplomacy? I mean, it's even Obama recently made a deal with Iran, which is stunning and delightful, and the fucking Republicans want to wreck it.
Mm-hmm.
Diplomacy has succeeded, but that's not good enough. We need a fucking war.
Mm-hmm.
What the shit?
And they're the same people who go around going, that guy's a warmonger.
Yeah.
But, with all these things becoming more and more expensive, these things that are necessary for success are becoming things that are inherited. Unless you are born with money, you're not going to have the opportunities to become successful. Because you can't go to school.
Right.
If something happens in your childhood and you need to go to the hospital, you can't go to the hospital.
Right. Well, and I think we possibly the only industrialized first world nation that doesn't have a public education system where you can just go to college easily and be what you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, we've somehow developed a system where you've got to get into deep crushing debt in order to get ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, even like we said in grade school, I mean, most countries these days, they're promoting learning multiple languages in your very, very early years.
Yeah.
They're promoting trying to figure out what the child is interested in so they can direct them towards a career that involves things that they're already into.
Yep. Yeah.
And we wonder why kids are getting bored with school and falling behind in school and just not catching on because they have no interest in school. And it's all because we don't
school's a burden.
We don't want to fund the things necessary to find out this information.
Yeah.
And to push kids in a way that strives them forward.
Yeah. And we need to fix our economic system because we're still going to need janitors and we're still going to need, people to work behind the counter at McDonald's. It's not like, everybody has to go to college, but that opportunity should be there for if you want to do it. Now, we also need to raise the minimum wage and really fix the way businesses do business in America so that those people who are the janitors and the counter jockeys can still support themselves and their families.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, we've developed this system where, certain people get left behind and then blamed for being poor.
Mm-hmm. Yep, by businesses who don't understand that if you give somebody a part-time minimum wage job, they're going to need a second part-time minimum wage job. And there's a good chance that second job is going to pay more than minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to end up losing that person because you want them to be able to be where you want them to be at the drop of a dime.
Right. Oh, and then you're going to get all pissed off that you keep losing employees all the time and mystified as to why that's going on.
Money should have nothing to do with it.
Why we got such a high turnover rate? Maybe because your job fucking sucks, dude. It's possible. I mean,
maybe it has something to do with the fact that the person can't afford to eat every week.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've worked at places that had 85-90% turnover rates.
Mm-hmm.
For every 30 people that came in the door, there'd be 2, maybe 3 left after a month.
Yeah, I worked at a place where we had 150% turnover rate.
Nobody worked there?
they just come in and they'd leave and then come in and then they leave
and it's just this constant cycle
literally
of bodies.
Employees would work a day.
Yes, and I'm sure they were shocked as to why that was going on.
Yeah,
absolutely mystified. Why won't people stay? Well, if you treat people like shit, they don't want to stay.
Yeah,
figure it out. But anyway, so yes, I am 150% behind Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I mean,
taking the presidency.
He looks like he's honest about wanting to do things that are going to help stimulate the middle class, are going to help educate everybody.
I hope he brings on Elizabeth Warren as his VP.
Yeah,
talk about a fucking dream team.
Yeah,
I mean, you're right there looking at potentially 16 years of actual decent, well-reasoned governance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in 16 years, they could turn a lot of this shit around.
Yeah. Yeah.
If she's interested, and she already said she didn't want the presidency, at least this time around, which is why she didn't run. And I was so happy when Sanders went, "Oh yeah, I'll do it."
Yeah. So, yeah, this is our screaming endorsement for Bernie Sanders.
Yes, absolutely. Bernie, feel the burn, bitches.
We can have Bernie's.
Actually, that would probably be pretty cool. I mean, I wouldn't want him to be dead, but...
and I want to see him running against Donald Trump, because I want to see him make Donald Trump cry.
Oh, God, that would be hilarious.
I want to see Donald Trump try and get in between, start screaming.
Oh, yeah.
While he's trying to talk.
Yeah.
And I want to see him get shot the fuck down.
Yeah.
And put in his place.
Yeah. No, hey.
Because I've seen Bernie do that before.
If
Trump, but
if Donald Trump becomes the number one, the candidate for the Republicans, it's a slam fucking dunk, dude. It is. Well, because the thing is, Bernie is already in his home state of Vermont very good at getting Republicans on his side.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can bring that ability to a presidential race against a raving loon like fucking Donald Trump, god damn, man. That is a proverbial hole in one.
Yeah. I got the feeling, though, Jeb Bush is probably going to end up taking the Republicans.
Probably. And it's, I don't know.
And he's a much scarier candidate to go up against. As far as, his chances to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't want another Bush in the White House.
Right.
Because it hasn't worked out very well for the first 2 times, or 3 times if you count the 2 terms.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this week. I'm Mike, and this is Derek, and we're getting the fuck out of here.
Toodles.
Later.
Toodles. Toodles.